this piece is going to become the shell and the belly. And I've done it different ways. You can look up some images and use your imagination. Have fun with it. So I want to cut about 5 inches, and this piece will vary a little bit because it's a portion of a piece of pre-felt. It will have a little bit of variation, but that's okay because it's very thick and we can sort of brush and push and pull it into what we need. Maybe I'll cut this side's a little thicker. But let's give you a measurement just so you can see where we are here. It's about 8 by 14. So I want to take about 5 inches for the belly. So sort of a third. You could try tearing it, but the fibers are crisscross, so it might not work well. And then pull that into an oval. Let me get my notes out here. Okay, that is approximately 6 inches by 7 inches. And go ahead and fringe the edges so that they're not blunt. And it's going to get covered, so it's not important that this be absolutely perfect, but it does give us a nice base. And then tease some of it up so that the fiber that we lay on top will combine really nicely. That's your belly. And then this piece we want to pull into an oval that's approximately 10 by 12. So I'm going to see which way. Okay, it wants to stretch this way easier. So that's the way that I'm going to take it to make it oblong. So I'm at 9 by 10. So I'm just going to keep, I can also extend this with my fiber on top. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. And then again, it helps to tease up some of this. So this is going to be your shell. Your pre-felt, your ivy pre-felt is going to be 12 by 14 approximately. And we're going to cut about a 5-inch wide piece for the head and neck. And then the rest of this will be for the legs. So this will become 4 leg coverings. Very, very important on the piece for the legs to really tease this fiber up, because when we put our neps and our top coat on there, that is going to help it all adhere very well. So take your time, pull this up evenly. We do this in the doodle bugs and the frogs. The tortoise project is really a great big frog project. It's very similar. You can do that one for me. Thank you. You can also tug the edges out a little bit. It's not as important as getting the top disturbed. Floofed. Floofed is a better word than disturbed. This part, the wet felting part, is where you can really have a good time picking out color schemes, blending colors, planning. You know, watch the tutorial, but also explore and think about what you want to do and how you want your tortoise to look. So for the legs, I'm going to use some of my green blend, and I think I'll use the middle one, or maybe I'll use the light one, and then use the middle one on the head. So I want to take very thin amounts of this and put a little fiber down on here. Just a really thin web. I'm kind of just making a glaze over the ivy to tone it a slightly more interesting color. Trying to get it even but thin.
This takes a while to fluff
I know. It is. Whoops. Thank you. So not going any direction, really just webbing this out into randomness. That was just the right amount, a little bit left. Okay, now I get to pick the colors that I want to use. And this one I did mainly Paradise? What is that? No, not Paradise.
I think it is Paradise.
And this one I did a mix of, this actually has a Caipirinha in it. That's what I had. So really any neps that you might have on hand or that come with the supply pack, I think I'll do.
It's Paradise.
It's Paradise and
Paradise, onion,
saffron.
and saffron.
Yeah. I think I'll do Paradise and saffron. Or I could do Paradise and onion. I think I'm going to do Paradise and onion. Okay. With the neps, you want to make a very even but thin layer. And this also takes a bit of time. And if I want the onion in there evenly, maybe the onion will be a little bit more random. Let's see, I'll spread these out first. You don't want a double layer. It's good for them to stay kind of webbed together, but you don't want a thick, more than one nep deep. This is going to be a fun mix with this light green. I feel like, is there a gray neps that we have? Storm or one kind of gray? Or did we go for bright colors?
We have Storm.
Storm, yeah.
And Bark.
Yeah. Right. So if you wanted a different sort of set to your supplies, you could add either different silk or different neps, or that's the problem with supply packs, is we sort of have to make color decisions. Yeah. It's not a problem. It's very convenient, but So this just takes a little time to make sure it's even, it's well covered, spread out. But it's fun when you're in it and seeing it.
You want a proverb to ponder?
Yes, please.
From Senegal.
Ooh, I love Senegal.
Trusting in wealth is like looking for feathers on turtles.
That is good. That is very good. That one was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, there were only a small handful. Not a lot of. You think there'd be a lot of proverbs? They've been around for so long.
Really, and they're so iconic. They're so distinctive in the animal kingdom.
There are several sayings about tortoises that aren't necessarily proverbs. Plato said, "Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow."
Yeah. I like that. I think I'll change saffron to Caipirinha.
In the pack?
Mm-hmm. We warned you. Yeah, it makes more sense, right?
Looking at the other guy you have, that's
Yeah.
a nice combo.
Yeah.
Someone out there right now is saying, no,
Right.
they wanted saffron. That's a lot of neps. People are going to have enough practically to do too.
It is a lot. Yep, it's good. I think that's good. How does that look?
Very cool.
You could mix them ahead of time. Like take the two poofs and not to be confused with the two utes. Just the two poofs. Okay, so we have our tufted up ivy pre-felled. We have a very thin layer of the blend we made on the hand carders, and we have our neps. Now we want to put some silk. I have onion and chocolate, and I think that's what I'll do. The dark color should kind of nestle in to all these little dips and like kind of outline the neps. So I want to web this very much to try to avoid stripes, and Tussa is great for that. The mulberry silk is a little harder to get, not linear looking.
Your neps aren't sticking on unless you cover them with silk. Pretty much. I mean, silk is key to get them.
It helps, which is what Erin taught us in the doodle bugs. I did make a pre-felt covered with neps that I forgot a couple of things. I forgot to tease up my pre-felt. I don't know. And then the silk didn't stick in. And I forgot to put a thin layer of another fiber. So like the neps kind of felted. Oh, this is, what's that green? We'll put a different green in there.
No, Caipirinha. Yes, there's olive too.
Okay. So yeah, I messed up.
It still looks cool. So the key here is everything very thin.
Everything very thin, yeah. This is going to end up a little kind of cool because I don't have any warm colors in here aside from the green that's underneath. So this will be a slightly different look. But if you have additional silk in your stash and want to do something a little bit different, you definitely can. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now on the neck piece, I'm just going to stretch it a little bit into the head shape, like a little pointier here, a little wider here. Awesome. So I have this lighter color. This I can put a little bit thicker. And I just want to glaze again the pre-felt to make it a color. I'm just pulling thin strips from my carded fiber. I don't mind the variation. If you want yours more blended, then by all means, blend further. And then at the crown of the head, I want to put some neps and make kind of an interesting look. So I'm going to definitely use onion. Kind of down on the top of the head. Maybe down the neck just a little bit. And then for pow, I'm going to put some of the saffron. But you might have a different color than this. And you can see on these guys how I treated the top of the head here. Something like that. I'll put a little bit of this mix. Put all three colors on there. Try not to let it get too thick. All right, then we'll put some silk on that. Put the onion. I think that'll look cool. And I'm not sure if I want the brown on here. I think I'm just going to stick with the onion. Could put a little bit of sage. Just putting this on the neck to see if I can get like a look of a slightly lighter color on the sides.
So you're putting a little top coat blend on top of that
I
stuff?
have a little bit of this light top coat blend, yeah. I don't know, just playing with it, seeing if I get a little more interest. And maybe I'll take a little bit of my dark top coat blend that we made in the beginning and go around the face here. All right, that's my neck, head and neck. Move that. Now for the belly, I know I want it to be lighter. So I'm just going to take the amber and go around. Every time I pull for wet felting, I'm just grabbing the fringy tip and pulling out. You don't want great big thick chunks. You want thin paint strokes. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to leave the fringe. The belly piece and the shell, we actually fold the edges around to get a nice smooth round edge. Okay. Oh, that looks great. Thank you. Let's see. I have this shell color blended. You'll put that in the center a little bit. There's no one way to do this. I wonder if their belly is like a fingerprint, like they're all totally different. And then I have a dark color that I made for the shell, and I'm just going to make a little pattern here. So just taking a piece and folding it into a pillow so that I get kind of a more definitive shape, and then stretching it out, putting it where I want it. Now, sometimes this is all light and they have a dark stripe, like a dark lines. The one that we have is light with dark centers, so it could be anyway. And I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm just going to do 6 pieces. So fun.
So do those wet felt with a little volume?
Not really. They'll flatten out pretty good. I'm going to do some bumps on the shell, and they do get a little bit more. Okie dokie. All right. It helps when you wet felt the shell to have a bowl to wet felt over. We'll show you that part of things. Okay. In general, I'm seeing like a lighter edge. So I'm going to use, since I haven't used very much cinnamon, I'm going to use that to get a nice edge established. And then I'm going to use my blended color over it. I'm picking this because I have the most of it. Nut could work. Just trying to scoot things out of the way so that I'm centered here.
Do you need me to get a bowl from the kitchen?
We're okay for now. Thanks. It's gonna be a little while. Okay. And then I have my light carded color. So I'm gonna do that next.
Rapid fire jokes.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What kind of photos do turtles like to take?
Snapshots.
No.
What?
What are you making right now?
A shell.
Yes. Shelfies.
Oh, shelfies.
How do turtles communicate with each other?
I don't know how.
Shell phones. What does a turtle need to ride a bike?
A shelmet?
A shelmet. You got it.
They are a shelmet.
That's all I got.
Okay. That was great. That's so much fun.
No, one more.
Okay.
What do turtles do when one of them has a birthday?
They celebrate.
Yes, they do.
Hi, I'm Sara. I'm going to put a little bit of moss core in the center because I have it and I want to build it up a little bit. And because wet felting is experimental. Well, maybe it shouldn't be, but it is for me.
It's experimental when you're in the middle of a tutorial.
All right, now I need to look at a shelfie for inspiration. I'm referring to the Russian tortoise. Okay, I'm going to take, I still have some dark blend here. And the way that I did this little feller is I rolled some shapes on the Renzulli tool. So just pick an amount of fiber. Make a shape. Let's see, how does he go here? Oh, he's got down the center. I'm not going to have quite enough of this, I can tell already. It's all right, you will watch me improvise. Put 3 down the center. See, he's got dark spots with light in between them versus light spots with dark in between them. 3 down the center. I need to blend a little bit more. Oh, I've got this. What's this? Wow, okay. This is going to be fun. All right, I'm going to put this in the center.
You just surprised yourself with your own fiber pile.
I know. And then, just to cover up that green, and then I'm going to make more, what are these things called? Poofy poofs.
That's a word I did not
Let's
know
see.
how to say.
Let me do it this way. This is the smart way to go. I want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. So I'm going to divide this up. 2. Oh, I don't have enough.
Those of you turtle experts out there, if you need 12 balanced things or 13 whatever's on your whatever, you go for it.
All right, I'm making 8 more. I mean, okay, here's the thing with filming tutorials. I could spend a lot of time blending fiber, making this like just so, and that's what I want you guys to do. But we would have an 8-hour tutorial.
We would fill up YouTube.
If I did so. This is gonna look cool. I'm digging these colors. I have so much fiber left. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they often have let's see, I'll put a few different colors in here. I'll put another one of these at the end and another one at this end. They often have a kind of a dark band. So I have some bark here, and I think what I'm going to do is cut it so that I have kind of a really, can I ask you a favor? Will you get the fabric scissors? Well, this Russian dude does not really have a dark band, but I'm going to make that detail. I'm going to make that decision. This is the Bob Ross moment of tortoise shell creation. I'm going to make a happy little band. I don't know, it's kind of cool just the way it is. Maybe I don't want it so defined. Maybe what I want instead of a band, is little squares going all the way around. What are oh, did these have a name? That probably does. This is going to be a cool one. There's probably supposed to be a certain number.
That's what I... Is that the 12? I think that's the 12 pairs.
24. It's not happening.
That looks cool.
Yeah. Happy with that. This is the way wet felting goes. Okay. In review, we have a belly, a shell, leg scales, and a neck. So we need to arrange on our surface so that it fits. Something like that. Can you guys see that? Yeah. I've got neck next to belly, leg skin, no, neck next to shell, leg skin next to belly. And then we voila. Who snickered?
I did. I thought it was funny.
I love this part when you put the water on it. This is a beautiful moment.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yes. Oh, snowmen. I'm like, what did I make that there's all this fine white floof in here? So my water is hot and has some Dawn, and I've got some extra olive oil soap here that's going to help my hands stay slippery. I'll do one more and then I think I'll be close. This one takes a lot. You can tell when there's no more air in it, that's when you have enough water. Okay, so I'm gonna see where I am here. Yeah, that's good. I think that's going to be good. Sometimes you can squeeze the water to where you need it. This is a pretty big wet felting project to not have wet felted before. Mm-hmm. We have lots of other wet felting projects and tutorials. At first, you want to be a little bit gentle. It might look like I'm pressing hard, but being a little gentle helps the fiber begin to make a skin. And that is going to help keep everything in place. If I were to start pressing very, very hard, I might move things around before the fiber starts to adhere to itself. The one with the neps needs kind of the most attention. I'm shaking the whole table. It's a kind of a meditative process. Just take your time. Fiber's enjoying it more than you are. Once you've spent a couple of minutes in this gentle mode, we want to lift the voile and make sure that the fiber isn't embedding into the voile and that it's embedding into itself. I need a little more water up here.
So you used half a pitcher-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's not a gallon, is it?
No. Half gallon, liter. I feel like we had more interesting tortoise facts.
Well, I have some famous tortoises in like books and movies.
Okay, let me check my voile. When you lift the voile, you want to make sure one hand is keeping the fiber down. So I am having my little merino pieces stick a little bit. So it's good that I'm doing this now. Oh, that looks cool. Good, good, good. Okay, and now I can put it down again. I shouldn't have any problems from here on out, but we'll check it again. Okay, I'm ready.
I'm trying to figure out the way to do it. Like
Okay.
if I name something, will you be able to name the turtle in it?
Okay.
Or should I name the turtle and you name where it's from?
I think name the turtle because it's going to be more likely that I call a movie name than a character name.
How about the mock turtle?
Mock turtle.
The mock turtle.
Like mock turtleneck?
It's from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
The
the
mock
classics.
turtle. That was a tough one. How about
You would think one would know the classics.
Donatello? Leonardo?
Oh, those are
Raphael?
mutant ninja turtles.
Yes. How about Crush?
I don't know Crush.
This animated movie.
I dated a Cash once. It's an animated movie. I don't know.
Finding Nemo.
Ah, very cool. That's such a good movie. Watch, I'm going to lift this up again and you'll see that it won't really stick at all. That's what happens. Phew, glad that worked out for me there.
How about Bowser?
Bowser, that's Sha-na-na. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do-do-do-do-do. Remember that?
I do. It's not the turtle we're looking for.
Do you? That's the way. I had such a crush on him.
Oh.
Totally forgot about Sha-na-na. Okay, I need to turn my shell and my belly over so that I can fold the edges over. Well, and it's not a bad idea to work from the back side anyway. So we just want to make a nice, neat edge. I don't know. I don't know Turtle Bowser.
Koopa Troopa? No, not at all.
You know that?
Do you know, Audrey?
About Mario?
Right. She's like, about Mario?
I'm all sha-na-na.
She needs some assistance.
This is one I've never seen, so I wouldn't know it, but you might. Grandmaster Oogway?
Oh, yes. That's a Kung Fu Panda.
Look at that. See, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
I love Kung Fu movies. I'm calling that a Kung Fu movie.
Yes.
It is so crazy that you instantly get Kung Fu Panda and not Mario. That movie only came out like 10 years ago.
I wouldn't know this one, but you might. Morla?
I'm checking the centeredness of this, and I'm going to take this side in a little bit more. Morla. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Never-ending Story?
Morla means nothing to me. Neverending Story was good. I'm going to check this one too. Ooh, it's so nice. Okay, I'm very excited about these. Doesn't happen very often with wet felting. So right now I have the belly and the shell upside down to get these edges going. And then I'm still working on the legs and the neck right side up, but I will turn them over in a moment as well. And I'm starting to press a little harder. All right, I like this game a lot. Can we do another animal when we run out of tortoise ones?
Sure. This one is not difficult at all. Franklin.
Franklin.
Yes, from Franklin the Turtle books. I don't know this one. Mudface?
I don't know that one.
No. Dr. Dolittle?
Oh.
I don't know.
Nobody knows the names of the
No.
animals in Dr. Dolittle.
How about Terrific, What's It, and Super Turtle?
That feels like I should know it because there's
wouldn't
three of
know.
them, but I don't know.
DC Comics?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just generic DC?
Yeah, that's what it says.
I like Howard the Duck.
That's mostly it.
That was a fun game.
Oh, now I remember Neverending Story. The giant turtle.
Morla? I need to look
I
at
do
that.
not remember the turtle.
He's an island. I just remember him saying, "It's not that it matters." He said that a lot.
Oh, was he an island?
Yeah, he was a big Turtle Island.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Huge.
Alrighty. Stomach and shell are going back over. Legs are going upside down. Neck is going upside down. Now I can press into the back.
Morla lives in the swamps of sadness
Oh gosh.
and is considered the wisest being in all of Fantastica.
I mean, a swamp is bad enough, but the swamp of sadness? At least she doesn't leave in the swamp of sadness and sorrow.
Isn't that where he loses his horse?
Oh,
I barely remember that movie.
wasn't that
I'm
beginning at the
impressed.
beginning of it? And it was so sad. It's like stuck in the mud.
It seems like a swamp of sadness type of vibe.
You know what I haven't seen in forever is The Last Unicorn. So I feel like on the back I can press a little harder, trying to really work all of those layers together. It's cool how you can feel it coming together. Like it's not mushy anymore. It's starting to be cohesive. And I think I'm ready to roll. Find my noodle. In boxing, we punch these. Punch.
You punch them?
Yeah, punch.
What?
There you go.
I see it.
Coffee.
That's the coffee.
It's fun to punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right. Okay, I rolled this. I don't know how many times because we've been around, but you want to shoot for like 75 or so. And now I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and go the other way. And we'll do it this way for 75 times exactly. And then I'll go 90 degrees. And when I turn it the next time, I'll flip the pieces over. So they're having two times from two sides and 2 times the other way from 2 sides. Okay, we're going to turn it again. And this time, I'm going to flip my pieces over and give them a check. Make sure things are felting. Yeah, very good. This is the one I'm worried about. Oh, that's going to be good. Yep, stuff is sticking. So one more time from the long side and one more time from the short side. 75 times each.
Wow.
Are we good?
That belly piece shrunk.
I think we're good.
Yeah, that's going to be, should be just right. Let's see here. Yeah,
Nice.
that'll be good. That looks cool. This is stuck. That's good. This is definitely stuck. Okay, I'm gonna get a little soap and water and just work things in my hands just a little bit. Make sure everything's the way we want it. I might, you can roll this like this to make sure it's all good. Give it a little bit of extra. But I think it's good. Yeah. And we don't want it like super duper felted because we need to needle felt this piece on. We just want to make sure that all this is stuck, and it is. And same with the belly. I could shorten it up a little bit by rolling it this way. If you look at your belly and you're like, oh geez, that's way too wide or way too long, you can change it by which way you felt it. So the fibers will shrink in this direction. Yeah, it's good. This piece is good. I don't think I'm gonna, well, maybe I'll just give it a little extra. When I rinse this, I might like kind of crunch it and bang it, and that will accentuate the neps. Same with this.
You did good on these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm happy. I like the way the brown looks all mixed in there. Okay, now the shell we want to full, which means we want to shape it. And I'm going to use this bowl, get my hands nice and soapy, and start to shape the wool around the bowl.
We did get these bowls specifically for
Yeah, we did. That class.
turtle shells.
We got these plastic bowls.
You could do this around, if someone didn't have a bowl this like deep and round, could you use
You could use a bowl,
or
yeah, I guess you could use a ball. You could use anything round, and you could like move it around to get the curve where you need it to be. Like this is flat on the top, so it kind of helps to move it around so that it's to get the curve in different places. So just felting the edges more flat. So not something I do very often. So but you see people make like felted slippers. There's a lot of this shaping. The fiber that we're going to build up is going to help hold the shell, and we also stitch it. So there's other parts of this process that will keep the roundness. And also once we rinse it, I can put it on here to dry, and just drying on the round bowl is good. All right, that's probably good. I like this colors. It's a fun one. Some of the moss came through. It's kind of neat.
A little bit of bright
Yeah.
peeking through.
Alrighty. I love that Sage did a cool veiny thing on the neck. So that'll be fun. And it's well felted, but it still has a little bit of stretch and play so that I can, orient it around the head and it'll felt more and have some give. This is really well felted. When I rinsed it, I scrunched a lot, I threw it a lot, and that helps the silk get down in between the neps. So that looks pretty cool. The belly looks good. And the shell, love the colors. I love the way some of the moss kind of came through there, especially against the purple. I think that's really cool looking. So I can take the bowl now and shape it around it. Actually, I might even grab, we have like those small round bowls in the kitchen that they have a little bit more curve to them. So I can exaggerate the curve a little bit. But it's pretty cool. It'll dry in the shape that you put it. So that's kind of I think Audrey's grabbing a different bowl.
Our soup. Oh, nice.
Thank you. Thank you. So this way, get it. You could even put a little piece of string around it if you wanted to. But they get a little pop-up where their neck is. So you can decide which end. I think I do want this side to be the head side. So that can stay kind of sticking up a little bit. And then curve all the way around. The tail doesn't need really it's almost like an igloo entrance. Cool, so we'll just let these dry and then we'll be ready to start on the face shape and assembling it.